Shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kadash. Forgive me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that teach this truth and rule well. Wabrakatham onto the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 on down to the men, women, and children that do believe. This is the Brother Gabar, and I'm back with another lesson. And this is going to be real quick because I'm kind of in a situation, but nevertheless, going to get this lesson out, man. All right, and this is going to be going over a sacrifice. All right, we're all going to be required to make a sacrifice in His truth. Okay, and we're going to go over very briefly just a few precepts on Abraham. All right, he had to sacrifice his son Isaac, and we know who Isaac is through the Spirit. Okay, but all right, that sacrifice is going to be something close to you. It's going to be something that you love, you know. All right, and in this situation, the Lord told him to sacrifice Isaac after He said He was going to bring basically all things, and the blessing is going to be through Isaac. Okay, it's going to be passed down through Isaac. All right, but Isaac being a young lad, you know, how would that happen if he was going to be put to death? So ultimately, faith, you know, in the sacrifice that you make, because I'm liking this unto us in our walk, and the sacrifice that we make when we choose the fear of Yahweh by Shema Shai. All right, letting go of this world, letting go of ourselves, denying ourselves, taking up our cross. It's going to have to be met with faith, okay? Because it's going to seem like, you know, no other way, you know, of deliverance or something, you know, just speaking on according to the carnal eye, you know, being stressed out, you know, how this gonna happen, how that's gonna happen then, you know. Well, don't worry about it. Yahweh has a plan. You just have to follow His plan, you know, and that's where faith comes in as well, man. Okay, so Lord's will, you know, this will be edifying. Okay, but this word sacrifice on Google says an act of slaughtering an animal or person or surrendering a possession as an offering to God or to a divine or supernatural figure, right? So we're surrendering our possessions, our worldly possessions, over to Yahweh Bashim Shai, our lives, okay? Which really isn't our lives anyway. The scriptures speak about in the Apocrypha. It says, roughly paraphrasing, it says, you know, that man borrows his own soul. That might be in Baruch, you know, I believe, but, you know, this isn't our lives, man. These things that we own, you know, this is all temporary, okay? But nevertheless, the Lord does require you to fear Him and obey Him and do what He say and make sacrifices, okay, so that you can grow in His truth. You're going to have to sacrifice comforts. You're going to have to sacrifice so-called peace in this world, you know, people. You can not literally killing people or anything like that, you know, but you're going to have to put things to the side to keep Yahweh Shema Shai on the forefront. And that's what it's about, because ultimately it shows that you fear Yahweh Shema Shai. These people, how it speaks about in Proverbs chapter 1, verse probably 29, it speaks about they did not choose the fear of the Lord, you know. Ultimately, why? Is because they don't see it as profitable unto them. You know, what profited if I don't, you know, invest in crypto, you know, because the world's moving to that? What profit if I lose my house, my wife, my family, my land, my daughter, my, you know, whatever? Because this is real things that men deal with in this truth. You know, men have families and then they don't see them for a long time because they not down with that anymore or whatever, you know. So it's really going to set you apart, man. But are you willing to make that sacrifice? To lose everything, you know, as Yahweh Shai did. He laid down his own life, man, for your sake. So likewise, man, you got to return the favor. Okay. So continuing on, jumping into these precepts, man, people come down the steps. So let me just continue on. Genesis chapter 22 and verse 9 says, and they came to a place which Yahweh had told him of, All right, so I'm jumping fast forward into the part where he's already commanded, to do what he's gonna do, and it's about to go down. You know, ultimately, Abraham is stepping out on faith because when you read, I believe it might be in the book of Hebrews, basically it says that he believed that the Lord was just gonna raise him back up. You know, so you're gonna have to have a lot of faith. It also says, I believe it's in Hebrews as well. Could be wrong, but it speaks about how Abraham, when there was no reason to hope, he kept believing. So even in the sight of things, man, we have to keep fighting and believing Yahweh Shema Shah, continue to fear him, because it's going to go well with us at the end. In the beginning, it's just going to look carnally like we don't got it, or it's not going to profit you, or it's a loss. But in the end, you're going to see the gain, okay? Genesis 22 and verse 9, and they came to the place which Yahweh had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. Verse 10, and Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son, right? All right, as the Lord commanded. Verse 11, and the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. Verse 12, and he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him, for now I know that thou fearest Yahweh, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. Okay, and this is something we're all gonna have to go through, not necessarily, exactly Abraham's situation as is to sacrifice him, his son, but Abraham, he loved Isaac. The promise and stuff was gonna continue through him, so the fact that he was gonna sacrifice him, meaning that he showed that obedience and fear, all right, and faith in Yahweh Shema Shah, man. And that's the same thing we're gonna have to do, but it wasn't just go take a random lamb and sacrifice it. No, it was his son, so it's gonna be something near unto you, man, that you're gonna have to sacrifice unto Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Okay, and that shows that you fear him. All these scriptures that we go in about the fear of the Lord, okay, that he that feared the Lord will have his grace, have his mercy, have this faith to do high level things. If you can fear him on a higher level, amen, it's going to require more sacrifice, heavier sacrifices. You're going to lose things. In the sight, in the carnal's eye, it's going to look a certain way, but ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shah has something planned out for you, man. Because look what he gained. He gained the full fear of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. That's above everything, because that's wisdom. Okay? That's above everything, because that is wisdom. Being obedient, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah to the best of your ability, no matter what. That's ultimately what we all want, and that's going to come with those new bodies. But until that day, which is that perfect day, we should shine more and more in the fear of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, and that's the point I want to make. But I would also want to grab this precept, Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, right? Now, when you go into the scriptures, it says, I know specifically 2 different times, and I believe one is in Wisdom of Solomon. It says that wisdom maketh them friends and prophets. What is the wisdom? The fear of the Lord. Okay? So, if you want wisdom, or if you want to be a friend of the Lord, that means you have to have wisdom. Okay? How do you have wisdom? Okay? By fearing the Lord. If you want more wisdom, you fear the Lord more. What does that come with? Sacrifice. You're not going to be the same person you was when you first came in. Then when you are in this truth for years on years on years, and you're elevating, you're going to become better, but also you're going to have to put away more things, more comforts. That can come in the form of people. That can come in the form of you rearranging your schedule more to fit the Lord in there. It can come in different forms, man. And the Lord will bring different tests on you as well to try you. Just like him. He said, Abraham, hey, all right, we know you fear me. Okay? He didn't even have to sacrifice him. The Lord just wanted him to be willing. Okay? That could be your situation as well. Okay, but I just wanted to make that point, man, because a lot of scriptures come out, especially lately, about the fear of the Lord and the great things that bring. But it will bring a lot of sacrifice as well. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot more of your time, a lot more of certain things. All right. Sirach 6 and 7 says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him right. Let's go to this word, prove. Whew, man. This word prove on Google says demonstrate the truth or existence of something by evidence or argument. Similar word says show. Okay. Verify, attest, bear out, confirm, documents. All right, so you're gonna have to give evidence. Okay, Slakia. Got a call. Some people came out, but we good now. So yeah, man, this word prove. It says be not hasty to credit a friend, but prove him first. And that's what we're going through. We're going through those proving grounds, the furnace of adversity, man. All right, to show that evidence, to manifest our faith and fear of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. We're not just gonna get the kingdom. You're not just gonna walk into it. You gotta go through things. You gotta go through the purification. Okay. Now, this word prove says evidence. It says reveal the presence or a quality, feeling. All right, it says show, demonstrate. All right, and then it says show or express a feeling or quality by one's actions. Okay. All right, it says witness to. It says confirm. It says bear out. Right, so we have to give the evidence. Okay, we have to give the evidence to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. And that's going to be through what? All right, through the furnace of adversity, through sacrificing things, showing how down we are, because the scripture also says that a friend cannot be hidden in adversity. An enemy cannot be hidden. Slakia. I just grabbed it and paraphrasing it, chopping it up. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 8, it says a friend, right? And we want to be friends, right? You want to be a true friend of the Lord, right? And Abraham was called a friend of the Lord. Matter of fact, let's grab that. He had the fear of the Lord, so he was made a friend. James 2:23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, right? Okay, because if we're justified by the law, we won't make it. All right, but through Yahweh Shai, belief on Yahweh Shai, we can. It says, and he was called the friend of God. Ye see then now how by works a man is justified and not by faith only, right? So you got to have works behind your faith. Okay, now your works alone, all right, that can't justify us because the law obviously condemns us, man. The law is perfect and we're not, Now you keep the law to the best of your ability, right? But the law alone is not going to save you. Okay, you don't need to listen to Israelite groups saying that, because look where we at. All right, look what we did. We broke the law and now we're in captivity. This cycle would repeat itself if we had to be justified by the law. That's why Yahweh Shai did what he did, to take us from out under the law. Okay, now the point was, and he was called the friend of God. Okay, now going back, Sirach chapter 12 and verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, right? So the Lord put Abraham through an adversity, a test, okay? And that's the same thing he's going to put you through. Bigger tests, smaller tests, okay? Sometimes it's going to be easier. Sometimes it's going to be harder. All right, sometimes you're actually going to fall. But he wants to see if you're going to get back up from those falls, and if you're going to try. And if you're not going to try at all when you fall, if you're just going to fall to fall, or if you're actually going to fight, He wants to see, will you overcome? Okay, what will you do? Okay, when you're in that furnace of adversity, he's testing you. He's looking for your reaction. All right, what are you going to do? Okay. It says a friend cannot be known in prosperity, right? So he's going to put you through adversity to see if you're a true friend. It says, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. There you go. Okay, so when adversity comes, it's going to show, are you really a friend? All right. Or are you an enemy towards Yahweh Shemel Shai? Okay. What are you? Okay. The sacrifice is going to tell. Okay. And when it get worse out here, that's definitely going to tell. That's going to be a line in the sand. You on this side or that side. You took the MOTB or you didn't. Whether you be met with pilgrimage, what they would say homelessness, okay, which really I went into a lesson before how there's really no such thing as homelessness because we're in one of the mansions he created, one of the dwelling places, okay, and with your faith you have everything you need, or being in prison, or even, a martyr by way of that guillotine that's spoken of in Revelation, I believe, being a martyr, having your head chopped off for the truth's sake, man. Because ultimately, if you believe, then you're not going to take that sea hip because you know that the missiles are coming and the fire from the chariots, and you're not trying to be caught up in all of that. As Susanna said, let me grab this. And these things are written for our learning, man. Okay. That's why it's so important to read so you can have these things in your mind. Now, just a brief history, really, really quick. Two elders was trying to basically rape Susanna, okay? They was trying to rape her, run a train on her, and she wasn't having it. She was a very beautiful woman. They was stalking her or whatever. She had a husband, okay? So she cried out because they were saying, look, if you don't let us do this and lay down with you, we're going to tell all the people that you committed adultery with some young dude who tried to grab him. He got away, and they're going to believe us because we're elders, And basically, she had faith and she was like, man, well, basically, here's the point. Susanna 1:23. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. Whew. So that's why you got to look at the Lord, man, with that type of reverence and fear and faith, fuck that. I guess I'm going to have to die then. But the Lord can deliver me. And that goes also into the story, of the three holy children, okay? Read that again. It is better for me to fall into your hands. It's better for you to sacrifice it, man. It's better for you to suffer whatever you got to go through to prove yourself unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. Ultimately, it's through Yahweh Shai's blood, because our righteousness is as filthy rags, at the end of the day, okay? But the Lord giveth us a chance through Yahweh Shai to be made white in that blood, you see, and to offend less, which is possible, man. You can offend less than you think. I can offend less than I think, okay? So, as it says, Susanna 1:23, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. Verse 24. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her, right? Because in the law, a woman would cry out, if she has a husband and a man try to lay hands on her, basically to lie with her, So she did the right thing. And what happened when you read that story down? He raised up Daniel, man, basically to deliver her, and confounded those two elders, So in the side of things, it was like, fuck, man, they gonna listen to him. And they did at first, and she was literally being taken away to get stoned, but the Lord heard her. Okay, so we got to have this mentality. Okay, but that's going to come with what? How you going to have that mentality if you ain't built up no faith? You got to build up your faith, man, by fearing the Lord more. Okay, sacrificing more to get closer to him. Okay, and that's basically it, man. And that's going to come with being uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable in that situation, I'm pretty sure. Being taken away to get stoned, being lied on, and a false witness is something that Yahweh hates. Yahweh Shemel Shai hates, man. Okay? But you see, when you stick to Yahweh Shemel Shai, he stick to you. As it said in Sirach, maybe the 10th chapter, fight for the Lord, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for you. Well, you see that she was striving for the truth. She was striving for Yahweh Shah unto death. You know, she wasn't about to just sin against fuck it, y'all, take it anyway. Nah, man. You know, she did the right thing, and the Lord fought for her. You see? But anyway, man, that is the point. Okay. Abraham was called a friend for a reason. It wasn't just because nothing. You know, Abraham's obedience and fear and faith in Yahweh Shah got him that. Likewise for us, that's going to come with sacrifice and adversity. Call Allah Yahweh Shah. Forgive me this spirit and power to make this lesson. All right. Just remember that sacrifice has to be made. Okay. Just remember that. Shalom.